Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to Josh and Nikki's Titties.
A good old podcast.
Yes.
So this one is like the first one, quote unquote, but it's not really the first one. We did one before. And
we did a Facebook Live.
And we're like, let's move this along to YouTube.
Yeah. And that way we can have like longer videos.
Right.
The last one we did was an hour.
And then the one before that, we did a mukbang.
Yeah.
And
20, 30 minutes?
I think it was like 30 minutes.
Yeah. So, like, obviously, I think YouTube is a better platform for longer videos. And this is just trial and error.
We're not being sponsored by anything, so if we...
This is just for fun.
Yeah.
For us to talk about anything we want.
To make you guys laugh, you know.
Like, or to be serious.
Yeah.
Like
about the real things, like
all the things in life.
The things.
Yeah.
We try not to be hurtful, you know, like sometimes I'm sure like people say hurtful things. But
so I was just going off on him about this. For the last week, this motherfucker has been telling me, you need to make a list. We talked about making a list of all the key points we need to talk about. Blah, 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 blah. And this whole ass bitch pulls out his note list. And he has 2 things on his list to talk about. 2 points.
But they're good points.
I wrote a fucking novel of shit. Because he drilled me. But that's okay. Because we are definitely not going to run out of things to talk about.
Oh, no. We never run out of things to talk
about. But you are involved in several of my points. So, like, and also, every time one of us talks about something, we both have input.
Oh,
and
yeah.
have, like, things
it's
that branch off.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
All right, mister, I have 2 points. You should start off, take it away with one of yours. With one of your titties.
One of my little titties. Okay, so I didn't ever tell you about this point, but it was like a story that happened to me at work. I'm a server, so I walk around a lot, you know, like I don't have a car, so I have to walk to work and stuff. So I was gonna go over to my boyfriend's house, and I wanted to wear something sexy, so I put on some sexy underwear, you know, like woohoo, you know, but anybody who puts on sexy underwear knows that they're not really meant to wear for a long period of time, like, especially to be doing a lot of walking in, and so I had some chafing action going on, and the shift hadn't even begun. So
you wore him to work?
I wore him to work because I was going straight after work over to his house, and I was like, yeah, when I get there, I'm going to, like, take them off, and I'm going to be all, like, cool.
Ooh, that ass was chapped.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, so I'm in the back talking to my coworkers, and I said, you know what? I said, what do you think if I put like napkins or something below there? And they were like, I don't know, you should try it. So like I was gonna put some paper towels, and they were like, why paper towels? You should go put it in toilet paper.
Yeah, I think of like, ow, worse chapped.
Right. Well, so I went in there and took my pants off at work, you know, like I'm in there, like I got tables out there, and I'm just like folding up so delicately this like toilet paper, and it's like I put it right on my taint. And like I was like, okay. I said, it isn't chafing, but I feel like I'm wearing a pad. And so I was like, I know. So like another coworker comes in, and I'm like, I feel like I'm wearing a pad. I was telling her about it, and she was like, why don't you just put deodorant on it? And I just so happened to have my deodorant because I was going over to his house to stay the night.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking like baby powder, deodorant, something emollient like.
Yeah, well, I'd never known that. And I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to go try that. So I grab my deodorant in my backpack and go back in the bathroom and like into this like cubby of shame where I'm like, I take the toilet paper off my taint, and I'm like rubbing it deodorant profusely, and like, so I throw the toilet paper in the toilet. I look at it, I'm like, why is that toilet paper already discolored? Am I that sweaty that like that's disgusting? It wasn't like gross, but there was a little tint to it. And I
was it like ripping up?
No, I hadn't worn it that long. I probably wore it like
good.
15 minutes, but I was like, why is there already a brown tint to it?
If you would have wore that toilet paper for hours, could you imagine all the little pieces that would have been stuck in your butt?
And then me trying to look sexy later with the toilet paper.
Him being like, trying to like lick on some areas and be like, like toilet paper. Oh.
Yeah, but so when I got to his house, though, I was like, I have to rinse off, like, because I knew I had deodorant all over that area, but it felt like a straight up pad. I was like, I don't know how girls do it. I don't know. But my coworker
That's a lot.
Yeah, I was like,
note to self: never wear sexy underwear to work.
Never do that.
If you're going to your friends, boyfriends, whatever the frick you want to call
enemy
them,
in some instances.
after work, you should bring a bag. Bring a change of clothes.
Right.
Bring a bag, overnight bag, sexy time bag.
Well, I brung some, as soon as I got there, I was like, I have to take these off. Like, I can't even be sexy. And like, I told him about it and he was like, oh, show me. And I was like, no, I feel disgusting. But I showed him for like 5 seconds and then like I rinsed off and I had brung a different pair of underwear.
Oh, think about it even more how disgusting you would have felt if you would have had your toilet paper pad in there.
Oh, trash.
Like, show me your sexy underwear. Oh, wait a second while I pull out my tainted, discolored, ripped up, disintegrated toilet paper pad. That would have been so not sexy.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That would have been the opposite of sexy.
I would have been like, I'm sorry, my period started today. I didn't like, how do you even like chafing? So, always have spare deodorant. And don't wear sexy underwear to work.
Wow. All right. We should take turns.
Okay.
Like you do a titty, and then I'll do a titty. A little tidbit titty.
A little titty.
Okay, so my first tidbit is when... So a thing was we weren't going to say names, but I feel like if we're talking about each other, we can say.
Yeah.
So the time that you lit a cigarette from the butt end 2 times in a row. And we were out on my front porch, one of our drunken escapade nights, walking home from the bar, because I live downtown, and, like, we both live, like a block or 2 from our bar that we frequent at. And
it's more like 6, but close
6
enough.
blocks?
Yeah. Maybe 5, I don't know.
We can walk there in, like, 10 to 20 minutes, depending on how drunk we are. Like, going there, we walk there in, like, 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's not far at all, but I think it's more than 2.
Well, whatever. 10 to 15 minute walk, and we walk home. We're drinking on the porch, and this is when we were smoking cigarettes, because now we are vapors. But he pulls out a cigarette, and is just talking away, and lights it from the butt end, and was like, I'm fucking trash, look at that, fucking cigarette wasted, and throws it, and then he's like, goes for another, and does it again, in the same moment, 2nd cigarette, right back to back, and I was like, you are trash, look at you, like, dude, like, 3rd time's a charm. Are you going to get that cigarette right this time?
Was that the last time I flipped 2 luckies? Like, was that when I stopped? Because I was like, I didn't feel that was very lucky.
That was, because you were like, this is not fucking lucky. How do I have a lucky? And I fucking light it from the butt end because I'm so trash drunk that it's not fucking lucky. You was like, I'm never going to do this anymore, ever again. Because is smoking cigarettes even fucking lucky?
Yeah. Lucky to get lung cancer.
Yes, you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I never flipped over. Like, I didn't smoke too long after that, but I did smoke a little bit.
No, that was before we started quitting.
Yeah, like... Right
before.
I stopped, like, there was a times I was like, it felt weird, but, like, yeah, no more luckies after that, because, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, a little branch off, how many days have you gone without cigarettes?
I want to say it's like How long has it been?
You said 9 days, like 4 days ago, I feel like.
I feel like it's been over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, solid 2 weeks.
Yeah, like, I want to say it's closer to 2.5 weeks, because it was the 22nd.
Really? Did you mark it on the calendar?
No, I just know because that was my mom's birthday.
Oh.
Yeah, and actually, so I smoked a cigarette that next morning, so it was the 23rd.
Oh. Yeah. Well, better than me, because I am a lot more of a heavy smoker. And I was smoking like a pack or 2 a day. Because when I drink and get really drunk, I smoke a hell of a lot more. And the next day, I'm like,
right. Can I even talk?
Landon would be like, are you sick, Mommy? I'm like, no, I'm not sick. Mommy just can't talk. Mommy smokes hella cigarettes. And so I am proud of myself because I'm now on day 3 with not a single cigarette.
I'm proud of her. Not
a single cigarette. Now, I've been weaning myself off, and I went from like buying a carton a week or a carton in like 5 days to 2 packs. It started with like 2 packs for 4 or 5 days, and then it went to 2 packs in a week, and now it's at none for 3 days and only hitting this. And this is only like 5% nicotine, which I was thinking about this the other day. If this is 5% nicotine, is hitting a real cigarette 100% nicotine?
Well, no, it's got, I don't know how much percent. I've always wondered that, but I know it's got a whole bunch of things in there. Like fiberglass.
But like, are you getting 100% nicotine when you smoke a cigarette?
So I think American Spirits have higher nicotine in them.
Those are nasty.
Hard to smoke. That's why I was like, I don't know, but like.
When I smoke those, I literally feel like I should just like dump an ashtray in my mouth.
And it takes like 5 years to finish one cigarette.
Yeah.
Is this thing over?
It is so harsh. It is so raspy. It feels like I'm smoking an ashtray. It feels like I should just be like on all the butts. Is literally how I feel when I smoke American Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And what is so spirit about that? How is that any American spirit?
I think it's like the rawness of it, but like.
And there's an Indian on the back. And they'll talk about all these offensive things these days, and there's a fucking Indian on the pack of the trashiest cigarettes you could buy.
Justin, shit.
Well, that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. It's just talking about cigarettes.
Yeah. Used to smoke those, and yeah. Sorry, this is new. We'll get better.
Yeah. Also, we're just talking about cigarettes. It's not like that was an embarrassing thing to say.
So, another side branch off of that is, like, when I used to teach Sunday school, and before I taught, I was so nervous that I would accidentally slip up and say a cuss word. I went an entire year without cussing. Yeah,
you did.
Yeah. Well, I cuss now, so, but I remember that was really hard, like, listening to songs, you had to, like, retrain yourself on, like, when those cuss words come up.
You fucking didn't cuss. He quit smoking marijuana. He quit smoking cigarettes. He quit having sex. He was, like, square as fuck. And he was like, I just want you to still be friends with me. And, like, don't think of me differently. And I was like, I still love you regardless. And so this, like, in this last year, when you were like, I'm going to quit doing these things again, how is this going to make our relationship? How is this going to change us? And I was like, do you remember when you were square as fuck?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to change.
One thing I did never quit doing is drinking, though. Like, we would go out and drink at the bar. Yeah. And we had some trash.
That was our, like, SoCo nights.
Yeah. The whole, like.
God, drag bar nights.
I remember one time at the bar, you got into it with somebody and you was like, blah, blah, blah. And I pulled you to the side. I was like, Nikki, out of everybody, not that person. They own the bar that we go to.
The owner.
Yeah, and she's like, oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me that before? I remember. I was like,
Yeah.
Not that one. Not anyone else. Not that one.
Oh.
Oh.
I was talking so much shit. I was like, motherfucker. And yeah. And you were like, that's the owner. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, like, luckily, like,
You're the best.
he didn't hold it against anybody.
Like,
we was back that next week.
And then when I turned my back around, I was like, it's still a motherfucker. Stupid.
Oh, good times, good times.
Jesus Christ. All right, you're next.
Okay,
Your
my last thing.
Yeah, you're
So
last.
I don't know. This one's more of like, so what brung it up? So all I put on here was farting as a kid versus farting as an adult.
Ooh.
So like, somebody else was talking about it, and they were like, when you're a kid, like, you would rather like fall down and skin both your elbows and your knees at the same time than fart in front of your friends because it would be so embarrassing.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Especially at school. Think about in the middle of
in
class.
In the school, oh my gosh. If you farted in
desk.
class, which everybody's done it. I remember the few times I did it in like...
You can only imagine your face feels like this. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Who did that? But then like, I feel like if I was to fart in class... I feel like I might think I look like that outside, but I would really try really hard just to be like, like someone farted.
on somebody else.
Make it definitely aware that it wasn't me. And then like be like, ooh, I smell it over here.
Right.
Like, oh my God. Like.
And you make a big deal out of it. Like, because you don't want anyone to suspect you.
Or be like, who did that? Like, you'd look at a friend and be like, oh, was that you?
Right.
Like, yeah.
I'm getting, like, big homophobe vibes, the one that always hated the gay people in school and they ended up being gay, whoever made the big deal out of the smelling of the fart or whatever.
But now how do you feel farting as an adult?
Okay, so I farted in front of my boyfriend. I was, like, half asleep and he just happened to be more awake than me and I was, like, awake enough and I did it. And then I didn't say anything for like, I don't know, like 10 seconds. It felt like an hour. Like,
was he asleep?
No, he was awake.
Was he like full on awake or just laying next to you? Was he laying in the bed next to you?
Yeah, he chuckled.
Was the lights off?
Yeah, like we were trying to go to bed. Like,
so it was dark.
Yeah.
So like in the dark, you're just probably like.
Yeah, like, and he chuckled and I was like, no, I said, erase that. That didn't happen. But it wasn't that big of a deal because I brung it up since then and we laugh about it. Like,
yeah.
Because I wanted to make a point. Obviously, I fart. Like, me and my brother, I live with my brother and like, I mean, we don't sit around farting on each other. But like, if I fart in front of my brother, like, he's like, we'd just be like, you nasty piece of shit or whatever. And then you move on with it, you know, like.
Yeah. This is funny he's talking about farting because I have a farting one.
What is it?
On mine. So I'll scroll down because I know it's here. I farted. So I went to the races this weekend with my family. It was my son's birthday. And we go watch sprint car races. And there's like bleachers where you sit in the stands and like watch the cars. Well, my grandpa walks up and sits next to me and I'm holding my son. Like it's late. He's passed out in my lap, and I had some chili, and I had gas.
You had some chili.
I had chili that night, and I had gas. So I've been ripping them with my son passed out, just like, it's like letting them go. And then all of a sudden, my grandpa walks up in the midst of my gassiness, and he sits next to me. And we're all talking and carrying away, and I could feel a bubble coming. And I tried to hold it in. And I was like, ooh, this is hurting my belly. And I just kind of let it out. And it was a silent, but it was deadly. And like, I smelt it. He's like this close to me. This close. I know he smelt it. Because what gave it away is we're all talking and carrying on, and all of a sudden, he looks at me. When I could smell it, he's just like, and just faced back forward and just didn't say a word about the farting and
he just wanted you to know.
Like,
he's like, I see that. I see you. I smell you.
I smell you. I know you know that I know that you know.
Right.
You just ripped ass.
And didn't say nothing.
It was silent and it was fucking deadly.
Didn't warn me.
And it went like, bam! And he was like, you know.
And like, you want to breathe through your mouth, but you don't want it going in your mouth.
There was a slight breeze, though, so it quickly
faded out to everybody else down the bleachers.
What the fuck if 4 people down was all of a sudden like, ugh! Did you fart, babe? Like, ugh.
You know, some other random person
checking their kids' butts, like.
Or there was somebody down there that thought it was your grandpa.
Grandma thought it was grandpa? Like, ugh.
Surely you wouldn't do that.
Right. God.
Oh, gosh.
Good fart ones. Of course, we both have fart ones on here. So, you don't have any more, so we'll just keep going off of mine. I'm just going to go down the list. And they're in no random. It's all random. Like, what I started doing with this note thing was, he told me, if you think of one, just write it down immediately. In the moment.
Well, and I also told her, like, if later you're reading it and you're like, nah, I don't want to share that. But
yeah.
But also, there was a thing that happened last night that was a whole thing that we were like, she didn't write it down, and we like tried to make a joke about it later and could not remember what it was.
For a good 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we backtracked what we talked about, and I was like, it'll come. He kept saying the words to what we thought we said, and I was like, that's just not it. That's not hitting it right. Like, that's not what we said.
Right.
And then he was like, told you we should have wrote it down. And I was like, you're right. Okay, in the moment, write them down. So, the other night, I think I went to your house. No, I didn't. I can't remember. I've been getting real drunk these days.
The other night could be the other night, or it could be 2 weeks ago.
Fucking, I don't know.
2 years ago, the other night.
I showed up to the house at like 4 a.m. and I pulled into my driveway and I saw 2 bucks in my yard. And I live in the middle of Columbia, Missouri, which is central downtown. Like, I very much so live on the outskirts of downtown, according to the real downtowners. To the real downtowners, they're like, oh, you don't live downtown. You live on the outskirts of town.
But to the local crowd, you're like, that's downtown.
I can walk to our bar.
Yeah.
In
that is downtown.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
So for me to see deer in my yard, and I've lived here for like over 7 years. I've never saw deer in my yard. I've never saw deer on Old 63. Ever. So to see bucks, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, is that deer? Or is that fucking horse from the horse stables? I was like, is that a dog?
They glued some antlers on their head.
Yeah, and then no, sure shit, it was deer. And I pulled out my phone and I started recording them. And the motherfucking deer started walking towards me. I was like, oh, hands down, those are downtown deer. Like,
downtown deer.
Oh, seriously? I've never had a deer get that close. And like, something in me in that moment made me feel like it was like a sign or an omen of some sorts. Or like, I don't even know. My mind was blown. It was fucking crazy. And the deer start like walking towards the auto body shop that's like my next door neighbors type shit. I have an auto body shop in my backyard. And they walked down there and there was 2 more deer. 3 bucks and 1 doe, and all 3 bucks were chasing around the one female, and I was like, little slut? You got 3 of them?
Little slut.
God. And they're like, they started like getting close to each other when one of the bucks would get close to the doe. And it was like, oh my God, am I about to see 2 bucks fight in downtown at 4 a.m. and I'm fucking drunk and I'm like recording? Like, my mind was blown. I had to record it because I didn't think that anyone would believe me and be like, you're a liar. You were like 10 feet away from a deer. And I didn't record that part, but like you see that there's deer. So clearly, obviously, why would I make the rest of it?
Right, just
a lie? Like, lie about some deer? Like, I don't know. I just had to get evidence that there were deer in my yard.
You are the deer whisperer.
No, because it ran away and went to go have sex with this little slut doe.
I might have not been a slut doe. It could have been like...
it was a slut
a Mother Teresa doe, you know?
I mean, I feel like that's normal for animals, though, because, like...
To be sluts?
There's very, very few animals that, like, keep a mate for life. Their mating is seasonal.
There are animals, like, isn't it a penguin? No, I don't know.
I think that's true. Yeah, they pick one mate, and they mate for the rest of their life. I feel like it might be hummingbirds, too. I'm not sure about that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Don't they have, like, really long tongues?
Hummingbirds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Ugh. Ouch! Because what about their point-ass beak? Like...
Oh, no, that's a woodpecker.
But still, same. And they're, like, vibrate. They're like...
They're the bug of the bird community.
Like, good God.
Oh,
that's crazy. So, my next point. I am legal to smoke, so I don't care about talking about this. But going along with not smoking cigarettes in 3 days, I've smoked marijuana today, but I hadn't smoked marijuana in 2 days. And I really thought that was really crazy for me because I'm a heavy, heavy smoker. And I would have thought in my first 2 days of no cigarettes that I would have been hitting the weed hard. Like, you know, and I didn't smoke any weed. In the same 2, like, I was like, no cigarettes, and just so happened didn't even feel like I needed to smoke weed too. But like the 3rd day without cigarettes, I've been having some serious cravings that I've had to fight through. That I'm like, it's just not cutting it. So let's pull out the pen and fight through these cravings. But I just thought that was really, really mind-blowing for me. That I went 2 days without cigarettes or weed?
Yeah, whenever you said you wasn't smoking any of the pot, I was like, what?
Like, are you lying?
Right. Lying like the freaking deer story.
Man.
She's just a big old liar.
Big old lie. Who are you lying for?
You ain't got to lie to Kiki Craig.
Right. Golly.
What are you drinking? What do you order?
Coffee.
Yeah, but like what do you order when you go to the Starbucks?
It's a whole thing. I'm one of them bougie bitches. If the Starbucks people right down the street from my house and yours know my name, I'm that bougie because I have such a specific order. When I order my coffee, they're like, "Hi, Nikki." Are you fucking kidding me? I order a venti, iced, white chocolate mocha, non-fat, no whip, 8 pumps.
8 pumps?
Bitch, yes. I like my coffee sweet. Like, if they give me this and it's not this color, if it's not khaki or tan, if it's darker than this, I'm like, that ain't right.
That ain't my order.
You didn't give me 8 pumps.
That must be some other Nikki.
I like a little bit of coffee with my cream and sugar. Thank you. Literally.
So I just downloaded the app the other day. So I've been like experimenting, like, okay, that way I can like look on my app and like, what do I want? How do I want to set this up?
And that's good because if you frequent.
Yeah, I've been ordering points. I was like, what is this? What is this system?
Points. 155 points will get you a free venti iced or hot coffee.
She knows because that's what she orders, the venti white.
And I used to go at least 3 to 5 times a week and get 2 coffees a day because I would get one for me and one for my aunt every time I would take Landon to daycare. He doesn't go to daycare anymore. He goes to preschool, so those days are numbered. Those days are over. I don't buy 2 coffees a day anymore. But ordering 2 coffees a day, 3 to 5 times a week, I would get a free coffee every week and a half.
So, did you put it on, like, did you have the app as well? Because obviously you were scoring the points.
Yes.
Did you put the money on it? Because, like, you get 2 points instead of 1 point. Like, if you pay with your debit card or cash, you get 1 point.
Yes.
But you get 2 points if you... Like, I wouldn't understand why...
Two stars per coffee.
You can literally put the amount of money that you're about to spend.
And I know how to beat the system, okay? So you can either load the money from your debit card onto your Starbucks card. You can add... There's a couple of different ways, I guess. You can either transfer the money over. You can add your card to the app so it comes directly out of your account. Or if you only have cash, like I generally do, because I'm a bartender, I have cash. That's my spending money. Like, my card is usually for my bills. My money is my cash. So, and I always have my kid. And it's fucking early in the morning, or we're in a rush. I don't have time to go inside. So we go through the drive-thru. Whether it's a long-ass line or not, we go through the drive-thru. And I tell them I want to reload $10, $20. It's a $5 minimum to reload cash. So I pull up the app. I'll even show you for you. But I pull up the app. It'll say, like, right here, scan in store. That's how much money's loaded on because I added 20 today. But that's your barcode, basically, for your Starbucks account.
What button did you push to get that?
Home, and then right here, scan in store.
Okay.
And then if you're in the drive-thru line or even in the building, and you're like, I want a venti ice, whatever. I want a coffee. And be like, I want to reload $20 onto my card. And generally they know what you're talking about. Someone in that building is going to know what you're talking about. I've experienced a lot of times there's been brand new employees that's like, I don't know what to do. So they have to grab someone to help them figure it out. But hey, that's how you learn, right?
Right.
Learning experiences for new jobs. I know what that feels like. So they load the money on here, and then every time they beep, they scan your little code. Beep.
Little beep, beep, boop, boop.
Beep. They scan it to add the money, and then they have to scan it again when you pay cash to take the money off for the coffee you just bought. If you also have stars built up,
which you did, I think you...
I am almost there to a brand new coffee.
117.
Yeah. If you have stars built up, they also, you tell them before you pay, and you're like, I want to redeem a free coffee. They know what that means,
and
they'll scan
before?
it. Before?
You
not
order?
when I order.
Okay.
But I tell them before I pay. Before they get to scan my thing, I'm like, I want to redeem a free coffee. So they know what buttons to press. and they're like, cool, and then they scan it, beep, and then my stars will go away because I've used them.
How do you ever order from the app? Because I was wondering how
I have.
And is there a button you push if you're gonna like pay for it with your stars?
I've never done it that way, so I don't know if you can get your free coffee that way. But I will also say this. If you order from the app, you have to have the money on your card.
Yeah.
Like, you can't...
I think I thought it gave me the choice to pay at the store.
Does it?
I thought it did, but I could be wrong. But I just downloaded it a couple days ago.
Well, I'm also not familiar with ordering from the app because I'm not used to doing that.
I just like it because, like, it's ready by the time I got there. I don't have to wait in the line. Like,
that's good.
On my way to work, I just grab it and go.
Especially for your case.
Yeah.
Because for one, you walk.
Right.
You don't have a car to go through the drive-thru.
Right.
For two, it's just you. Right. You don't have a kid.
Right.
The tote in the morning to get him out of his car seat, put him back in. Like, there's reasons why I do what I do.
Right.
And if I didn't have a kid, definitely I would do that. Because, like you said, the coffee's there, on the table, ready to go.
The food is,
name on it.
Order a little snack.
Pick it up. You just go. It's way quicker than waiting in a 20-minute line.
Right.
I literally watch people while I'm waiting in line. Like, I'll see 6 different people go in and immediately come out, and I'm like, ugh.
Trash.
You're actually royalty. I envy you. I'm the trash that's sitting in this long-ass, wrap around the building, 20-minute line because my lazy ass doesn't want to press a few buttons in the morning or get my kid out of the car. I will also, this makes me bring up a thing. I see bougie ass Starbucks people a lot because I used to frequent there 3 to 5 times a week. And there was one morning, I was like, no the fuck that mom did not just do that.
You know she was a mom?
Oh, yeah. She had kids clearly in the car. And she got out. She clearly ordered online. And she got out and left her kids in the car. And one was a newborn baby in a car seat. And one was like a little toddler like I have. And the toddler unbuckled its shit and is like, being crazy in the car, reaching over the seats, pushing buttons. And I was like, I know, didn't judge her like that because like I've been there where I've really badly wanted to do that, but anything can happen in a split second.
Just go through the drive-thru.
Just take the kid out if that's that bad. I mean, anything can happen in a split second. What if that little girl was to put that shit in drive?
Right.
Or press the start button? Or, I mean, maybe the mom took the key fob because I don't know. There are high-tech cars out there. She could lock the doors.
Maybe she had like a camera that she was watching while she walked.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't judge that much. Maybe the kid couldn't put the thing in drive. But you know what? Anything can happen in a split second.
Especially when kids are acting.
You know how many cops I've also saw go through Starbucks? What if he was to drive through and saw that happen in that moment? And saw her with her 2 kids and a newborn baby lifting a vehicle. Right then and there, she would have got a ticket for child endangerment. Just because she couldn't go through the line. Just because she left her kid in a split
What if she debated when she went into Starbucks, am I going back out to my car? Or am I just going to, like, leave those kids there forever?
They are in the AC.
Stressful.
They are in the AC.
To be fair, obviously she hadn't had her coffee yet. So
Right. That's why I wasn't judgy. I was like, but you know what? I don't care about what someone else is doing. I know what I'm not going to do. Right. You know, like, I'm not judging you like that. Like, obviously, kind of I am. If I'm like, really? But I'm like, you know what? I don't know what her circumstances are. Obviously, they're in AC. Obviously, she's in a nice vehicle. Obviously. But what if the toddler could, like, my kid knows how to unlock the doors. My kid knows how to undo his own seatbelt, take it off, get up and be crazy like that himself, open the door. He was opening the door when we were moving down the street the other day. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me, bro?
I did that when I was a kid. Like, I would, like, open the door. I don't know.
Anything can happen. Yeah. And regardless if you order coffee and you're only in there for, like, 45, 60 seconds, 2 minutes tops, like...
She needed her coffee. She said, I will literally
let them die
off of a cliff.
I'll let them die. They can... She was like, nothing that could possibly happen is going to be that bad that I can't go get this coffee.
Right.
So, moving on from that. I know there are certain things that I won't do as a parent. I've thought about doing that. I have thought about it, even when he was a newborn. Like,
would you have done it if you knew you had a camera in your car that you can watch while you're walking up to grab the coffee and sit back down? Like, I feel like that's
I have thought really about cool. It, and I have thought that it's a good idea that I could. But I haven't. But what I will say I have done, this is fucked up too. That's why I can't really judge people, because I am shitty too. What level of shitty are you? You know, like, what level of shit do you willing to deal with?
Right.
So, I recently got cameras in my house. And I woke up one of my mornings that I was trying to quit smoking cigarettes, and the urges was not... This was weeks ago. But the urge was strong, and I wasn't able to fight it. And I didn't have any cigarettes when I woke up, and I was like, I knew this was a bad idea. And
I know, that's exactly how you sounded too.
Yeah, and I literally was like, fuck it. Fuck it. He's passed out. It's like 8 in the morning. He doesn't usually wake up till noon. 10 to noon. It's 8. He's not going to move a muscle. He's literally going to be fine. And if he does, the doors are locked. I have cameras. I have two-way talk. I can literally be like, Landon, mommy's on her way. Mommy's on her way. Get on YouTube, honey. Turn on the TV. I'll be right back and get you some milk. Like, he's fucking 4. He's 4. He understands everything I say. He usually listens. He usually doesn't move a muscle till noon. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go right down here to the liquor store that's like a hop, skip, and a jump. I could fucking spit. It's so close. It is fine.
Literally right
it's
there.
It's fine. It's my neighbors. I have a goddamn auto body shop on one side, a bookstore on the other, and a liquor store catty corner. Those are my neighbors.
And a church over there.
And a church down the street. So, after I leave my kid here and endanger him, I can go down the street and pray about it. And then I can go back to the liquor store and grab a bottle and a carton of cigarettes. Or at least a pack, because I'm trying to quit. And I can go back down there and pray about quitting. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Grab you a book over there at the bookstore right there, too.
If I can do my urges, I can sit and read while I'm vaping. So I'm like, I'm fucking doing it. I'm doing it. And I came right back, and he didn't fucking move a muscle, just like I thought. And I enjoyed my goddamn morning cigarette on the porch in peace. And I was good. And I waited to go get my coffee. I didn't go get the coffee as well, which is like 6 blocks away, literally. I was like, okay, I'll just drink my soda this morning. Soda and a cigarette. I'll wait for the coffee. So, I have standards. Yeah.
You just need a tube that runs to the Starbucks, and then they can just shoot your, like, coffee over to you.
Or the liquor store.
Yeah, you need a tube that runs to all the things.
Let me go ahead and try that Latte Freeze this time. Here's a shooter down $19. Shoot me down that vape.
And go ahead and send me some shooters.
Couple honey turkeys. American honey. Got a little bottle of Crown in there.
Oh my gosh, her drink last night was so strong.
Oh.
I was like...
Okay, first of all, Click's drinks are already strong. Okay? The bar we frequent at, it's not a gay bar or nothing. It's just a dive bar, a little hole in the wall.
A little hipster, local, all the people.
I mean, tons of gay people go there. We're gay. We're gay. We go. So, like, there's a lot of different types of people. Cool-ass people.
All different ages. Like, well,
we've ran into
21 and up, but...
we've ran into some people that, like, we have thought were genuinely fucking amazing people.
And we've also ran into those people that are like...
Trash. We're also trash.
Yeah. But, you know, like, there's those one people...
There's those bottom of the barrel trashes.
Yeah, like, you're like, why... Please don't talk to me. Like, it's... we're very friendly people, but, like, some people say some offensive shit.
Yeah, like, if you are pushing past my limits... If you're going past my standards, then I feel like you're gotta be.
Red flag. Yeah.
Red, bottom of the barrel trash. Because I fucking leave my kid at home by himself to go down the street, but then I judge the girl that fucking leaves her kid in the car and starts. Like,
but you didn't. Well, you didn't.
I'm human.
To her, but yeah,
I'm human. But like. If you're giving us red flags, then honey.
And to be honest, it's a lot of times people try to hit on her, and like, I do this thing subconsciously where I try to like look a lot more masculine, a lot straighter, and no one ever is buying it. But
except for the one guy that thought we were a couple.
And he
remember
was like,
that trash ass?
Wasn't he talking bad about his friend that was like over there sitting there crying because they had a funeral earlier that day, and it was like that was exactly who I was.
He was trash.
In my mind. Like,
they had a close friend that just died.
Yeah,
and this dude comes up to us and kind of like suggested us to like swing with him.
Yeah,
he thought we were dating. He was like, "You are two very attractive people," and like talking about sexual shit.
And his friend and his wife and
then it went on. Then he was talking shit about the
friend,
the dead friend.
Yeah,
and we were like,
yeah, and then like his friends over there.
He was like, "Are you serious?
Yeah,
are you serious?"
I didn't even know the dude was there. And
he was like, I don't even know his name. I'm just gonna be like. Make up one. We can make up names. Yeah. He was like, "Come on, Rob."
Fucking Rob.
Come on, Rob.
Fucking Rob, man.
Like, we were like, oh. I was like, I think it's time.
He kept saying, like, you guys are making fun of me.
We were like, no.
We didn't like him. We weren't making fun of the dude. But, like, I felt bad for the friend that was sitting over there.
Yeah, and we told him we were sorry.
Yeah.
We looked at trash ass, and I looked at him, looked back,
Rob.
And I was like, I think I'm ready to walk home. How about you? And he was like, yeah, it's time.
It's that time.
We gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're drunk. And then, like, we made sure we stopped by the friend and was like, dude, I just want to let you know, like, I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Right.
Like, we obviously had no control over what he was saying.
Right.
But sorry about you losing your friend.
Right.
Have a good night. And we walked home.
Death can be stressful.
Yeah. Like, the funeral was today, bro.
Yeah, it was that day. They literally had the funeral and then all went out to have drinks, I guess.
Had a celebration after.
Yeah, like
celebration of life.
If you was to die, you would want your friends to go out and like have fun after. Like,
yeah, and they did.
Yeah.
And Rob is sitting here talking shit about the dead friend in front of the dead friend's like family. He was like family or real close to the dead friend is what I gathered. Somehow real close. And like when I think of you as my family. We have we've talked about this. You have reached past the best friend point that, like, we have gotten so close that you are family.
Bam blam.
Bam. So, like, it'd be like that. It'd be like if you went to my funeral and you heard somebody that hung out with me 15 years ago talking shit at my celebration, and you're over there crying.
I'd be mad. I feel like I'd be mad.
That's
I feel like that would upset me.
That's fucked.
Right, especially on the day of.
And you're talking about her to some strangers?
Yeah. The strangers don't even really want to be around you anyway, because you're fucking creepy.
And you're a weirdo trying to be all...
Freaking Rob, man.
I literally, when he walked up, and he was, like, saying something about us as a couple, and I was like, I just want to stop you real quick and ask you what makes you think we're a couple.
Right.
And he was like, oh, I don't. And I was like, oh, you don't? Like, because you just said, like, 2.5 ago?
Right.
Like, that's why I'm asking. Like,
you were talking to us, Rob.
Yeah. And then I was like, so... you just didn't gather that he was gay?
I'm gay.
Like, I was like, what made you not notice? Or what made you think we were a couple? And then I just think he was so trash ass and so drunk. And his head was just not in the right place or something like that. Because, like, we've never encountered anyone like that. Generally, I feel like 99.8% of people initially know that you're gay and that we are not together.
Yeah, no. They're not even. Yeah,
especially when we're drunk.
Right.
And out.
I would be so flaccid. I couldn't even try. Like, not that you're not cute or anything, but, like, I'm just gay. You know, like, my personality.
And then the way we act downtown. Yeah. And when we're drunk and we're, like, being funny and...
Right. But that dude was not... Rob was not...
And if you watched us, if you people watched us, you would see that we're, like... He's looking for men, and I'm looking for anything.
You're looking for all the things. All the things.
Anything and everything that's
right.
Not as...
Ooh, what's this?
Anything and everything that's not so low as trash as Rob.
Yeah, oh, no. Rob never had a chance.
Now, I will also talk to trash-ass Rob and be...
We weren't rude
to him whatsoever.
But we weren't... Like, you know,
I just didn't want to continue the conversation. Yeah. The vibes were not hitting.
Yeah, his vibes, the
vibes were not there from the beginning. So it was like, are you ready to walk home?
Like, what did he expect us to be like, oh, come on back with us type shit? Like...
To have sex is what he wanted.
I couldn't even imagine. It would be...
He wanted us to have sex with him. He was talking about his swinger couples back in Colorado that he lived with that were like doing some weird ass shit. And he was like, it was my best friend and blah, blah, blah. And she invited me over to her house. And then it turned into like me and her husband fucking her at the same time. And he's like...
we just met him. Like... As we're outside of the bar. This is after closing.
And he's explaining this story right after he did his little hit on us thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he felt the need to explain, I think, why he thought we were a couple or why he's doing what he's doing. Because he wanted to go back to 1995. When he was goddamn swinging with his best friend.
And we're babies at that point. We're like playing with our little Power Rangers, riding our little bikes, you know, like.
And Rob was clearly older, man. Old.
Oh, yeah, older. I mean, like, and don't get me wrong, there's
nothing wrong with older men.
There's some good looking old, I mean.
Yeah, but like, Rob was not.
Rob was not. Rob was.
Could have been my grandpa.
Right.
And Rob was being weird.
Right.
And then Rob got rude and was talking about his dead best friend. So he was like, oh, let's sort of go.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, friend over there.
Rudeness is not cute.
Sorry, little friend over there crying.
Right.
Sorry. Right. You don't hate us. We didn't do it.
Right.
Have a good night. Condolences. Sorry, my friend.
we always try to, after the bar, kind of sit outside the bar.
Especially when we were hunting. Maybe not any much so more now.
Yeah.
We still do, but not as much.
Like, if we had a whole bunch of people that, like, we wanted to meet or that we knew, we'd sit outside and tell everybody the
but when
goodbyes.
we're dick hunting, honey, we stay till the whole crowd comes outside.
Yeah.
The last trash ass leaving. We're the last trash asses leaving.
Yeah.
We want to wait and see what cool people we can talk to.
Who's leaving with who? Who's not leaving with anybody? Who's friends with who? What happened tonight?
We're people watching. We're mingling. We're migrating.
The news. It's like the news.
Literally.
Like
the clicks daily.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. Okay, so this also, next tidbit, is talking about what we did last night at Clicks. And how we made drinking rules when we play darts. And, so we were playing, what was it, 501?
Yeah, 501 something, because we were going to do cricket. But then
one of the frequents was like, hey, just seeing you guys, like, gonna help you out here, because clearly you don't know how to work the dart machine.
Like, I seen you guys are fucking idiots. Let me come over there and help you.
Also,
no, they weren't. No, they are so nice.
But they were also like, only reason why I stopped is because I know I've watched you guys play darts with your other friends a handful of times. I know you guys come very frequently, and I know you guys don't play the darts.
Right.
So let me go ahead and help you. Beep,
right.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, boop. Play 501 instead of cricket, because no one knows what the fuck
we
that
didn't even
means.
know how much money we needed to put in there. Yeah.
They helped us so much.
Yeah,
So we were like, all right, we're going to play 501. And we created drinking rules. So we usually, when we play by ourselves together, it's a drinking game.
Yeah.
But like, we always take a drink after the other one shoots.
So like, when I shoot, she has a drink, and when it's her turn, like, you have to take a drink.
Just do it. You just have to.
Mm-hmm.
Not because you scored good or bad. You just fucking drink regardless, because we throw trash.
You're there to drink.
You're there to drink.
Yeah, like, don't be a little. I mean, like, obviously, just drink water. Like,
we
you
also
can drink water.
No, generally, we only have a couple hours because we get there late. Generally, we get there 10 o'clock. They're gonna close by 1.
Yeah.
We need to hurry up and get these drinks drank.
Right.
We need to get this going. We're trash at darts. Half the time, they don't even make the whole board. Half the time, they hit the wall. Mm-hmm. So drink your drink.
Right. Drink.
And then we created. I don't even know what made us say. Oh, I was like, you can either take a bog or 2 babies.
That was what we couldn't remember. We couldn't remember the
Couldn't remember. Because we were like, you can either take a big drink or 2 baby drinks because of a certain thing. Oh, you hit a bullseye. You hit a bullseye, and you were like, you can either take a big drink or 2 little ones. And I was like,
we're drunk at this point.
I'll take 2 little ones, because I'm like...
little titties, little babies.
Little tidbits.
Little babies.
And I was like, for some reason it turned into, you can either bog or 2 babies. Like big but bog. I don't know where the fuck that came from. We were drunk. And then we tried to remember the word we came up with.
We kept thinking it was like a 4-letter word, and we were BLing it.
Yeah.
Blam or blah, like
bloop, blop. We were like, no, it's not 4 letters, it's 3, like big but bog.
Yeah. When she said, I didn't understand what, like, when she said bog, I kept thinking, like, for some reason I was thinking, like, foggy marshland with mud everywhere, and I was like, and then she said big
what does that
bog,
even mean?
And I realized the I and the O was switched. It was just, it didn't register in my mind, but it was funny. I was like...
It was so funny, and then that's when we noticed, bitch, just write it down in the moment.
Right.
Because, like,
write it down.
Especially if we're creating words. You're not going to remember later. You're drunk as fuck. And I was like, we're never going to forget bog.
Right, never. That's it's a new thing for the next 10 years. Never going to forget it.
And then, like, we forgot.
Yeah.
We went and played pinball, and that distracted our tiny little brains enough to where we couldn't remember what bog meant.
Yeah.
Or that we even created bog. We were like bleep, bloop, bleep, bloop, blam, blam. More about darts. You never, ever let someone take your darts if you've won a game. So if you won, you play multiple games with your partner. You're throwing them. Ooh, ooh, you win. High score. What's that mean? I broke it. Oh. And then your friend's like...
I love that.
Your friend's like... You should trade me your darts. And you do black, and then I'll do red. And I'm just like... Oh, okay. And my drunk ass just does it. And then it was like... nothing I've ever saw in my life, and now I know that I'll never do it again. Because it was like a transfer of energy, and I started being him, and he started being me. Not even in just darts.
She spilled her drink. I always spill my drink, yeah. She was literally, she had her little, crystal necklace. She was like rubbing the darts on the tip and the back just
which
to like.
That thing's gonna need to be cleansed. Let me tell you. Who knows what trash
She's
ass
gonna
is.
have to rub her crystal with another crystal, and then rub that crystal with another crystal until it like it's like adding water. You know,
too much people have touched them darts. My drunk ass rubbed my fucking pristine crystal on them motherfuckers.
Probably been in someone's butthole.
Or mouth. Or nose.
Or cleaned out someone's fingernails with the tip. Oh, you know that
or
happened.
Their teeth.
Oh, picking out the teeth.
Oh.
Trash. Rob picked his teeth probably with it. Oh.
Scratch my ass crack. Fucking sick. I was fucking acting like him. I was spilling my drink. An entire drink, by the way. An entire...
She just got it.
Crown apple. Yeah. Full ass crown apple. Spilt. And we were fucking outside. Luckily, we were outside. Why did we go outside? To get the same vibe that we're smoking cigarettes, I guess, while we're hitting our vapes.
Right. So we don't feel like anything was taken away from us.
Could you imagine if I would have spilt it inside? How shitty I would have felt?
Or like,
the glass would have broken on the floor. Gary would have had to clean up a mess.
And you would have been drunk and apologizing over and over and over again. And he would have been like, it's okay. And you would have continued to apologize. Like, oh, it would have been a whole thing because we were drunk and he was not.
Yeah. Trash.
But it was outside, so.
I saved it. It was, at least wasn't that bad of energy.
And there was a little bit left. So I was like, go ahead and toast that little drink and drink the rest of it. So
he was gonna make me a fresh drink and not make me pay for it. And I was like, no! That's not how this works. Take my money. And he was like, okay, no problem. Sure will. And the next one was better. He knew not to make it as strong as goddamn all get out. Like, I swear to God, there was only like that much Sprite on the first one. Second drink was probably same amount of strong. And then the third was like, all right, weak.
Right, you're spilling shit.
And I was like, oh, thank God. I can chug this one down. Like, oh my God. Even you said when you tasted my drink, and you were like, oh.
Oof.
You was like, that is literally just Crown Apple. And I was like, yeah.
Are you drinking a drink of shots?
Yeah. Through a straw.
So, do we want to hit one more point before we close out, like a small point?
Yes.
It's just over an hour. I don't want to go over an hour and 15.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, so we've been doing good. But what?
We're on darts. We're on a dart roll.
Okay.
So, last one is let's talk about some dart etiquette.
Dart etiquette.
We did a little bit.
So, one of the things I learned when I was playing with my partner is I walked up and someone else offered me their darts because that wasn't my partner's darts, and I didn't throw them, but I had them in my hand, and my partner goes, what are you doing? You never touch someone else's darts. So I guess that's an etiquette thing for darts.
Yeah. Another etiquette thing is, you said you never touch, you never take the other team's darts. You also never touch your opponent's darts. So, good dart etiquette. No, there's a difference in what I'm saying. Because, like, that person took all their darts and was handing them to you. Right? Okay. When you throw darts, you throw all 3 of your darts, you yourself have to go take your own darts off the board. This is something I learned. I didn't know that. You taught me, you have to go grab your darts, bitch, because I was always leaving them there on the board.
Mm-hmm.
So, you yourself have to take the darts off the board. If you have a person that's playing with you, like, for instance, your brother, that likes to snatch someone's darts off the board, that's not a thing. And that's what I'm saying is different. You didn't do that.
Right.
That person was like, he took the darts off and tried to hand you the set of darts to throw. This person was snatching my darts off the board. After I even said that's not a thing, you don't do that. You let me take my own darts. And they keep on doing it. That's fucking rude. You don't take someone else's darts. You remove your own darts. You have to make sure.
Your partner can't, if you threw those darts, it's your job. Like, you can touch the same darts with your partner, but you take your own darts off
the board.
Threw. Yes.
You don't touch someone else's darts.
Right.
Only your own.
Is there any more etiquette or?
I don't really think so. I mean, what else? Do you have any other etiquette that you think?
Not that I can think of.
I mean, you write your own score.
Right.
You stand at the line. You don't. It doesn't have to be serious. Like, you get serious when you stand at the line. He does this whole thing where he places his feet, like, he waddles like a penguin, and he places his feet just right on the line, and he's like, okay. And he just, pow, pow, pow. Me, my thing is, I'm drunk as fuck. I don't really care about my feet placement as long as I'm, like, somewhere in there. And then I, like, hold one eye shut, and I aim for the bullseye. Because I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm off. Okay, come over here. And then I'm like, bow. I don't know why I close one eye, but I do. Drunken me.
I sometimes close one eye, and then I'll, like, but I have to have them both open to throw. I cannot throw with one eye.
Other than that, I think that's good on the darts etiquettes. That at least that we're very brand new.
Right.
It's not like we're competitive.
Yeah, no, just have fun.
We just have fun.
If you break one of the rules, no one cares. But it's like, all right. But we should wrap this up and like.
I think this was a good first time.
Yeah.
And we definitely did not barely hit all the novel of points that I have here.
Right.
So there's plenty for more later. We will make this I don't know how regularly.
Yeah, right
but
now.
But it's a thing we're just trying.
Yeah. We're
having fun.
Yeah. So again, thank you for coming to the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. We want to do something great like
I don't know. Yeah. Like, no, that's inappropriate.
Titties, tidbits.
Titties.